Good evening. My name is Mildred, and this is my final presentation for the course Higher Education Administration 520, and the presentation is on first generation college students. So, this is my homepage, and there's a little introduction, and this is me. And now we're going to go into the website. I created a website with web pages. And so the first, I'm going to go here. There's a little blog and about that if you have time to read or feel like reading. It has some fun facts about me and the challenges in creating this website. That could be interesting. Anyway, let's go to at-risk students. So first generation college students are at high risk of dropping out of college before completing their program. One of the biggest challenges is that they have to work. A great majority of the first generation college students are over 24 and they have jobs. They have financial responsibilities. And so that is a big chunk of time that takes them away from being able to give to their courses. Another challenge is that where does the meal come from? Where does the food come from that they have to put on the table? So one of the reasons why first generation college students are at risk is because many of them have jobs, more than one job, or they have full-time jobs, or a full-time job and a part-time job, and they still try to make it through college, and it's very difficult. So now we have online learning. A lot of these first generation college students choose to take online courses completely online. Often works better for them because they have so many responsibilities and they work full-time or two jobs, that it's easier to do everything online because they have a little more leeway, more freedom with their time, so they can get the work done. And so, first generation immigrant students is another subgroup that's part of the first generation college students. A lot of these students are immigrant students and they need extra help, all the emotional support that they can get from their parents, because a lot of times they may get it from their parents, but they don't get enough maybe from academic faculty. They may not know that there are faculty members that can help them, that are work on campus to help them with their difficult times. So a lot of times they find it difficult to share if they're struggling in a class, if they've failed the test. They don't know what to say to their parents. They don't want to disappoint them. So student parents is another group of first generation students. A lot of first generation students have children, they have families. So again, as I mentioned before, there's a struggle, financial struggle, to put food on the table for the kids and also pay the bills and the rent. So they have to balance between going to work, working enough hours, or working multiple jobs to be able to provide for themselves and their families, and they still want a better life for themselves and their kids. But then it limits because they have to work a lot. It limits how much time they can put into their college courses. A lot of times they end up dropping out of school. And then we have students from dysfunctional families that are so emotionally scarred when they're first generation and they're scarred emotionally by their families. It takes years to recover. They may not even recover. So that may be a huge stumbling block for them to be able to succeed at academics. And misconceptions. There are times that perhaps we all have done that. It's something that's part of being human. It may be misconstrued when they try to ask questions, when they ask him for answers or directions. So a lot of times first generation students may be afraid to ask for help because they don't want to be ridiculed, or they don't want to feel uncomfortable because they had to ask for help and they don't know the answers because they couldn't get it from their family members. So that's it. That's my presentation. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.